So, like in here,
Yeah.
I'm stood next to Skylanders 4 in your head.
Yeah. A little bit, maybe. It's all compartmentalized very well.
Yeah.
Food. Skylanders.
Think movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to Family Gamer TV. I'm here at Toy Fair 2014 in the Activision Skylanders Swap Force booth, and I've caught up with Lou Studdard.
Yeah.
And you're on the team at Activision, is that right?
Yes, I'm part of the production team at Activision for all the Skylanders games.
Now, we were hoping for some news of maybe the next iteration in Skylanders, but we're not seeing that today.
No, we're not seeing that today. We're holding that reveal for a later date. We did confirm on the earnings call, though, that we do have a game coming, and we are all very, very excited about it.
And at Toy Fair, there seems to be some rumours that some of the merchandise, the Mega Bloks merchandise, may have had some images around that new game. Would that fit with what you're thinking?
Well, I can't really comment about it, but, really excited to see people speculating. It's really cool to see people really, really excited.
And so, but here today, we've got some Wave 3 and some Wave 4 figures. So
Yes,
I'm
yeah,
keen to
yeah.
actually have a play myself. So apparently I can get hands-on.
That's right, yeah. We're having here for the very first time hands-on of Trap Shadow, Freeze Blade.
So Trap Shadow.
We're going to go, hands-on with Trap Shadow. We've got hands-on with Freeze Blade, and then hands-on with an exclusive springtime version of Trigger Happy. So Springtime Trigger Happy, who has this really awesome alt deco and exclusive springtime packaging.
So here we are, spring. So he's on his Easter egg missile.
Exactly. So he has an Easter egg version of his Big Bang kind of Series 3 variant. And what's really fun is most of the time we do, an alt deco, it's the character itself is the only part that is actually changed. But when you earn his Wow Pow, the rocket does appear with this paint job. So we've changed that in the game too. So it really does look like he's riding a giant egg. It's pretty
nice.
cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sort of weaponized Easter. Not sure that's quite the appropriate meaning, but there you go. So that's a Series 3, Series 4.
Series
How does that
3.
work?
He's technically got the same moves and abilities as the Series 3 Big Bang Trigger Happy, but with the alternate paint scheme. And he also, what's cool with these special seasonal variants, we did it with Jolly Bumble Blast. When you get them, they unlock an exclusive hat.
Oh, nice.
For all of their Skylanders to use that you can only get with the toy.
Cool. Okay. Well, let's get on. We'll play some of the game.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
So this is Trap Shadow.
That's correct. It's Trap Shadow, yes. He is one of our new Swap Force Skylanders. He's a magic element character, and he's one of the two with the sneak power.
And so the other two sneak Swap Force figures are?
It's Trap Shadow and Stink Bomb are the two sneak Swap Force Skylanders.
So that gives you access to those swap zones in the game.
That's correct, yeah. With the release of Stink Bomb and now the release of Trap Shadow coming in a couple of months, kids are going to be able to explore those sneak areas for the first time, allowing them full access to all of the Swap Force zones.
So here we've got Trap Shadow. So do you want to talk us through his moves?
Yeah, absolutely. So focusing on the upper half, you can see we're actually using the traps right now. So he's got two attacks. One is more of a melee, he uses his claws, but then his secondary unlock is that trap. And he can use it in a way that's really interesting because being a magic character, they're magical traps, and they'll actually react when an enemy walks near it, and it'll actually pounce on the enemy for us.
Nice.
Yeah, so you can see his upper half, really powerful, has a combination of, really up-close melee. Those claws go fast and furious, scratching the heck out of anyone who shows up. And then the traps themselves go about medium range for a projectile, which is great. And then his lower half's all about shadows. And it's also projectile-based, so he actually kicks shadows. And some of the upgrades are extending it, or even the ability to turn yourself into a living shadow, where you'll attack enemies just by walking into them.
So it's a stealth element. A little reminds me of Stealth Elf a bit.
A little bit, if Stealth Elf was damaging when she was stealthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he also leaves behind magical paw prints that if anyone touches them, damages them.
Oh, like a little sort of like a bomb, like a grenade sort of thing.
Kind of, yeah. It's like, imagine if you're walking in the snow and you left footprints, and if anyone touched your footprints, they got hurt.
Yeah. So that's like Grilla Driller a bit, because he pops those things into the ground, doesn't he, which then stay behind him.
Well, Grilla Drilla has the automated turrets.
Yeah.
So he pops those in the ground as the turrets. What I really like about Trap Shadow is it kind of sets up a unique play pattern where if, say, you're low on health or an enemy's larger than you're previously expecting, you can do that move while leading the enemy on, so that way they're getting attacked as you're running away to regroup, maybe find some food, and then pounce on them again. And so you can see here we've got a lot of really cool attacks. If you want to use the claw attacks, you can see how fast he goes. I mean, just very, very fast. And that first attack with the melee actually does a lunge. So you'll get a bit of a screen clearance, bringing yourself closer and closer to the enemies. It's also really good in battle mode, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so that's Trap Shadow. So in Wave 4, we'll also get Freeze Blade, is that right?
That's correct, yes. Especially, you know, once he gets back from the Olympics, he'll be going to store shelves. So one of the things that really makes Freeze Blade special, and you'll see it here on screen, is that he's an ice skater. And one of the things that we've done with his legs, since we have an attack button tied to that, we've really played up the locomotion of ice skating. So as you rhythmically tap, as if you're doing, you know, actual ice skating, it causes him to ice skate.
Oh, nice.
So it's really fun to actually learn the timing on that, and it's each push of his, you know, his feet is what you're hitting the button press for. And so as he goes, he'll actually do things like leave an ice trail behind, or he'll hip check, kind of hockey maneuver, enemies that are coming up. And if you hip check them, you can throw them back, encasing them in ice, and then exploding, encasing other enemies in ice. And then his upper half is all about his ice chakram. It's that disc right there. It's actually kind of fun because it sounds like a tambourine when it gets hit.
Nice.
But it's a medium ranged or closer ranged projectile. So you'll see you're not quite up close to the enemy, but it's not something you're going to be hurling from long distances. So it's really speedy, really quick. He's a very, very nimble character, which is really fun. But I always liked his skating maneuver. If you hold the button while you skate, you'll do a bladed kind of pirouette, and you'll see he does the kick, and the big blade will attack enemies. So really fun character. I personally like using his legs tied to other characters when I swap. He's one of my favorite lower halves to swap and make different combinations with.
Cool, that sounds really cool. So we've got the Trigger Happy, the Easter Trigger Happy. He looks great.
Yeah, so we're gonna, you know, it's kind of fun because he's super pastel, you know, really, really unique coloring, very, very vibrant, and it's one of those things where there is no question when you put him on the portal that he looks different than normal Trigger Happy.
Cool, let's get him on.
Yeah, absolutely. And you'll see we get him in, Springtime Trigger Happy, and he's actually wearing that exclusive hat that you unlock when you bring in one of these seasonal characters. And so you can see his hat is actually an egg with bunny ears poking out of it.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's cool with these seasonal characters that once you bring them in, all of your other characters can access that hat. So we can have, you know, Springtime Trap Shadow if we like. Although it doesn't really match his style, I don't think. Although it looks fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there a Winter Olympic seasonal Skylander?
There was not, unfortunately. That would have been a lot of fun.
I thought that was sort of rumoured.
No, that would have been really cool.
It was a rumour that was just a rumour.
Yeah, it was just a rumor. As much as I would have loved to have seen, like I said, Freeze Blade, I think would have been a great participant in the Sochi Olympics, but, you know, there's no specific exclusive for that. And so you can see, we'll hop into an upgrade pod, but you can kind of see just a close-up look of how great his deco is and how different his fur is.
Mm-hmm. And so, but he's got the same attacks. So if you owned Series 3 Trigger Happy, that was called
Big Bang Trigger Happy?
That's why I'm just testing you. It's not I don't know.
Yeah, I thought you were the rusty one, Andy. What's going on? I'm still well-versed.
If you had him already, all you'd get would be a hat by buying this one, apart from the physical figure.
And the difference, he appears in the game.
Oh, and the pastel version of him in the game, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, but he is the same functionality. He has the same maneuvers as the Big Bang Trigger Happy. So his golden rocket is now replaced with this really fun pastel egg-shaped rocket.
Yeah.
But yes, he has the same moves.
So something we're often asked about on the channel is whether there's any plans to do any Series 2 Giants. Is there anything you can say about that?
It's a great idea, and I like hearing people give us feedback on things that they'd like to see. We don't have anything specific regards to any Series 2 Giants, but keep them coming, keep the ideas coming, and keep the feedback coming. I think it's great to hear it.
Well, that's great to see all the new figures, the new Easter figures. Yeah. So we had these extra ones, but we're saying these aren't functional, so we couldn't actually put them on the portal.
No, these are straight off the line.
We're 100% sure? It's not worth us putting them on to try?
No. Okay. We can try for you, but we've tried a couple of times.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. But yeah, no, we're really excited to have these. It's one of those things where, with the season itself, there is kind of an upswing with kids getting excited about Skylanders. So having something special, something really unique for them to look forward to on store shelves, Springtime Trigger Happy, and then Frino and Punk Shock coming out for the very first time in this exclusive egg packaging is really fun for them to look forward to.
Now, obviously, at the studios, work's been going on for some time on the new game. So I imagine that you must be involved in that in some way and getting ready for it.
In some way.
Is that so? Like in here?
Yeah.
I'm stood next to Skylanders 4 in your head.
Yeah. A little bit, maybe. It's all compartmentalized very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got food, Skylanders, I think movies, yeah.
Is it difficult keeping back the information that you obviously can't share at the moment, or is that quite easy?
You know, it's one of those things where I'm so thrilled to be a part of the series, and I'm so excited to, you know, share with everyone what's coming forward, that part of me just wants to be like, yeah, this is so cool. But at the same time, you know, it is very easy to know it's Swap Force that we're really excited about. It's Swap Force that kids are still playing. So let's keep the focus on that for a little while longer, because it's still relevant and still something that people are really, really excited about.
And I mean, what I'm hearing is that there's going to be a bit of a departure for Skylanders in the next game. And it seems like, you know, we're setting the scene for that. It's not following the same pattern as it has in terms of the way the information's coming out. And that'd be something I'd be really keen on. I love the idea. Maybe it would take a more sort of, there'd be a more gamer grown-up route to it as well, with perhaps some more role-play involved.
Well, you know, we always want to make sure that our fans, you know, are respected and our fans are our fans, you know. We have a specific target, you know, and everyone else outside of that target, it's awesome that everyone plays because we make a game that we think is fun for everyone. But I don't think that we would ever steer it in a way that would alienate our fans in any way.
But how do you demark that sort of core fan group? Because is it not sort of quite wide now?
It's very, very wide. But it's making sure that it's all-inclusive as opposed to exclusive. You know, we don't want to leave anyone out.
So perhaps we'll get some more female characters in the main. Whatever, if there is a novelty in the new game, that'd be my vote to get female and male characters in that new whatever it is.
You know, I'm really with you on that. I think having these great, strong female characters is one of the things that I love in the game. Like, some of my favorite characters, Ninjini is one of my all-time favorite characters. And having, you know, a really strong fan base of female gamers, you know, becoming, you know, fans of the game as we go along, it is increasing the number that we're looking at. You know, we want to make sure that our fans are represented and they have something to choose from. But at the same time, I think with the different elements that we have, you know, air, water, undead, you know, things like that, we're able to even have it just be something more unique than just male, female. We can actually cast a wider net and have something where it really does appeal to anyone. You know, so I think that's something that we should definitely look, you know, to continue doing, having strong female characters, but also really unique designs that appeal to both boys and girls.
My kids like the idea of a Skylanders karting game. Did you see that? We did a little video around
Skylanders Zoom. I liked that. I liked the name. I thought it was good.
If that isn't it, I'll be like, wait a minute, that was my idea.
Sure. I just want to hear Flynn go Zoom instead of Boom. That's why I thought the name was so perfect. That was really good.
Cool. Well, thanks for your time today.
Yeah, absolutely. It was great talking to you.
We'll look forward to hearing more Skylanders news. I'm sure we'll be around when they announce the new game. And,
you know, keep your ear to the ground, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Lou. Cheers.
Great.
Cheers.